So what the big plan was coming back in to make Spiral was we wanted to pay homage to the Saw universe, but we wanted to not be weighed down by the complicated, intricate, interwoven storylines of Saw 1 through 8. So what Spiral is it's kind of it's a right turn from Saw. It exists in the universe of which all the previous 8 films happened, but it's its own unique storyline. And it's got a little different tone than the past Saw films. I directed Saw 2, 3, and 4, and they were very intense, hardcore, violent, a palpable sense of dread through each scene. This is a more police whodunit. I would say it's more like 48 Hours meets Seven, with a little more levity than we've ever seen in the Saw films before, thanks to Chris Rock. So, when I started off making the Saw film, Saw 2, the traps were the big set pieces of this franchise, and they were very simple. In one of my in Saw 2, one of the big traps was a needle pit. All it was hypodermic needles that someone had to jump into. I hear myself saying that out loud and it sounds so ridiculous, but anyway. And as the films progressed, they became more and more complicated, more and more. These devices got bigger and bigger. And so the last film, they actually used lasers. And I wanted to kind of wipe the slate clean and go back to a more simplistic trap, something that could be manufactured out of Home Depot or a junkyard. And so I think going forth this time, we try to scale back the traps a little bit to make them simplistic so they were terrifying to look at without even having to know what they did. And so, we have a thing we go through when making a trap. We make sure they actually work the way that we say they work. And so it forces us to be really smart in the design of them, so we don't take creative liberties. If we say they do something, they do that. So they're fun, but they're also very hard to come up with and create.